So you want Unibright coin, okay, but at the same time you want me to do the hard work and analyze it for you. Okay, I dig it. The one is currently standing at 32 cents and have a small drawdown from the last day, minus 4.5%. With regards to your wishes, we will do a technical analysis of Unibright coin on the weekly chart, not just against US dollar but also against Bitcoin, to look at this coin from two different perspectives. So after you've subscribed to this channel, relax, take a deep breath, sit comfortably and do nothing, because I'm giving you the Unibright analysis. We are on the weekly chart of Unibright versus US dollar. It's a small to, let's say, medium cap coin, but also big enough for you to love it. Since this video is called A Lazy Man's Guide to Unibright coin, as I stated, I want this analysis to be simplest form possible. Let's not use any complex issues and let's just make some lines and conclusions that doesn't require any heavy lifting by the brain. First and foremost, let's start with a naked chart analysis of price action, because it will give us a clear answer. Are we still in an uptrend? First and foremost, the whole price action of Unibright is in a reversal pattern that gave us a clear answer. Has the bear market ended? If we use this and this lows of the end 2018 and the end of 2019, we are getting a clear double bottom pattern, a very familiar pattern in the asset bottoming. So with this story, in a sense, we ended the bear market of Unibright. Next thing, we're gonna take a look at the start of an uptrend from the lowest point, and this is our lowest point. We had our low and then we had our high. After that we had a higher low and a higher high. Now this was the first sign of a clear uptrend, as the uptrend is defined with the higher lows and the higher highs. Our next low was a higher one than the previous one, so the uptrend continued. But then we had this lower high than the previous one. But let me point out to you that this is still not a start of a downtrend, but only a consolidation phase in an uptrend. Why? Because we never had our lower low. For this to be a start of a downtrend in Unibright, we would need a low lower than the previous one, something like this. And since this low is still higher than the previous low, an uptrend is still not broken. So, long story short, Unibright is still in an uptrend. But we must watch this picture and see where this next low will end. Is this where my arrow is pointing our low, or we are going lower? To make it simple as possible, this is the line that we should not cross. If we cross the line, a downtrend in Unibright has started on the big picture. If we do not cross this line, we're good. Moving on to our Fibonacci. Let us Mr. Professor Fibonacci tell us what he has to say. How if we take this low from the end of 2019 and this high from May of this year when Unibright had its highest point, and apply Fibonacci levels, we can see that the price loves to hover around 50% retracement at around 30 cents. Maybe this is enough for a Unibright's uptrend to continue, and maybe not. Personally, I would like one more retest of the 61.8%, that is 23 cents, and after that an upward trajectory. I'll show you why. This is our 61.8%, the 23 cents. Now, as you can see, when we remove this Fibonacci, this is pretty clear and important support and resistance level. There is no clearer indication of the importance of this resistance line than this. In the beginning of 2020, that was March of this year, we saw a huge retracement from this level, and that gave us an indication that this line will be future big support if we break it. Now, Unibright did break it, and with regards to that, made a small touch after the break. So we can say that it was never tested, but is always the best. When the line of support and resistance is broken, it's always best for a future upward trajectory. That level now become a support and that it get tested. That's me personally, but I would like to see one more test of that line. That would give me some confirmation and a peace of mind for a future uptrend. So in my opinion, something like this is possible. Now, that is also expected if we break this support that I shown you on the 50% retracement around 30 cents. Now, either case is possible. Maybe this is enough retracement. No one can tell. Maybe 50% retracement of this whole move is enough for Unibright to go up again. Just remember, if the 30 cents is broken, embrace 23 cents and then move to the upside. So this is one possibility, but also this is a possibility. There's no definitive and clear answers in technical analysis, only probabilities. Moving on, you just sit there comfortably and watch the screen. Don't pull out the muscles of your brain too fast and too hard. This should be a pretty easy and interesting story. Let's put volume out there. What is this indicating to you? Isn't this a pretty clear sign that on the peak of this move, the volume was enormous? So I must say that in the May of this year, I also could have told you that this was the peak, because big volume are also a sign of reversals in price. Now, the last piece of our puzzle are moving averages. 20-week moving average, the most important moving average in a weekly chart in an uptrend. Now, most of the time in a healthy uptrend, when we have a 20-week moving average, we have a support that is a dynamic support. And you can see when it made a touch with the Unibright price, but also you can see when we made a break of this 20-week moving average. Now, this is what I wanted to see in a healthy uptrend. And this, well, I don't know what to say. We are below 20-week moving average. And frankly, I don't like this a lot. For a Unibright to be in a constant uptrend, we should be above this 20-week moving average. As we broke this line, maybe some consolidation is ahead of us, if not more downside targets. But where is the next support line? Well, the 50-week moving average. But now that you think about it, this could be a story that coincides with our previous Fibonacci talk, because the 50-week moving average is at 22 cents. we talked about 61.8 Fibonacci, that is at 23 cents. In the near future, those two levels could coincide, and when 50-week gets around 23 cents, the price could plummet to it, right? Interesting. I never saw it that way. So, now that 20-week is broken, don't be alarmed if we touch the 50-week. And then start a new leg in an uptrend. Okay, now that's enough about USD. Let's talk about Unibright versus BTC. Now, with analyzing price action versus Bitcoin, Unibright looks a little weaker at my opinion. If we take, for example, this as our low, this as our high, then we have a higher low, a higher high, again a higher low, and again a higher high. With the next low, we still have a higher low, but a lower high. That is still not a broken uptrend. But this late development is a little bit worrying because we have a lower low if we take this into account. So we'll see about our next developments, price action. From this standpoint, Bitcoin to take the dominance over the Unibright. Well, that would all be irrelevant if we could break this high. Then we would have a higher high than the previous one. And let's say it's all good. Okay, if we apply this low and this high in the Fibonacci as this move to the upside, well, we are gravitating towards 61.8, currently bounded by the 50% retracement and the 61.8 retracement. Again, normal price behavior for me would be a touch of the 61.8 if the price wanna go up again. But also maybe we would spend some time now in this shackles of the 50% and 61.8. At this time it's unclear what the price wanna do. Also keep an eye on this level because it's holding Unibright versus Bitcoin pretty well. Maybe we will never break this line and will serve us as a strong support. Again, a volume, same story. A huge, humongous volume compared to other days in the May, in the peak of Unibright versus Bitcoin. Since then, we are going slowly down. So again, a sign of reversal. Big volume at the peak. The moving averages of 20 and the 50 weeks versus Bitcoin are saying thus the same thing as they said versus dollar. We use the 20 week as a support, but broke it and will now serve us as a resistance. So by the probability, expect at some point a bounce from the 50-week moving average. Again, this could coincide with our 61.8% that we talked about minutes ago. Now let me know, was this comfortable enough for you, dear Unibright holder? Have you relaxed? I hope you did. Also, don't be lazy to smash a like button if you like the video. Until the next one, roar with me.